So I've spent over half my life in prison. I was known as prisoner number 10091971. During this time that I was in prison, I was fed up, I was beat up, and quite frankly, I wanted to give up. What was I in prison for? Murder. And who did I murder? Myself. You see, this wasn't a prison like any others. It wasn't one with bars. Didn't have people there that were holding me back. It was a prison that I created all for myself. And I created and lived in this prison for so long by the standards I was living by. Because I told myself that the only way to achieve the life that I wanted, the only way to be successful, was to live according to the rules, the guidelines, and the standards that others had set for me. I am here today because you know what? I think we all live in a prison. At some point in our life, we hold back who we truly are inside by trying to please others and by trying to show up each and every day by the way others tell me to do it. And I am here today to tell you there is more to life to do that. And I am here to help all of us break free from those prisons we live in and find our own clarity so we can start creating success on our terms. You with me? Yeah, let's do this. All right, so let's talk about prison. Let's talk about how I got there. See, I'm your quintessential overachiever. I grew up, and from day one, I knew I wanted to be a success. And I knew that the only way I was going to be successful is if I worked hard. So every day, I got up and I did that. And I wanted to check off as many of those boxes as I wanted to. Started when I was 5 years old and got that first lemonade stand. Then when I went into school, I graduated with honors from high school, and I also was playing all those sports and doing those extracurricular activities. At the age of 16, my very first stop after getting my driver's license was that first job at Heidi's Frozen Yogurt. I was on my way. Then in college, graduated with 2 degrees in 4 years, and I could not wait to get that first job. So after graduation, I started a career in real estate, and I just started going on that path. And by the age of 26, I had made a name for myself in our local market. I had the BMW, I had the husband. I was checking off all those boxes, and I was feeling pretty proud of myself. But you know what else I had? Ulcers, burnout, coming up to my first divorce, and really feeling disconnected from my life. It should have been a sign when I found myself driving to work one day, wishing, praying that I would get into an accident. Not a bad one, just one that would land me in the hospital for a couple of days so I could actually get some rest and people would leave me alone. Anybody feel that? Can you relate? Yes. But you know what? Everybody was working hard. I was doing all the right things. So I'm like, you know what? We're just gonna brush this off and we're just gonna keep on going. So the next day, woke up, continued on the path. Got a promotion, got another marriage, got the house on the golf course, all these things going on. And by the age of 35, I thought I had made it. I was doing an amazing job of keeping all those plates spinning. I had my full-time job, I was starting my consulting business, a mom of a beautiful baby boy, and I was getting my master's degree. But then you know what? One night, it all came crashing down on me. One night I was sitting down with my son, and now this was about 3 years later, and I found myself after my second divorce. And I was sitting there working, naturally, and Nicholas was drawing a picture. And he came over to me, said, "Mommy, Mommy, take a look at the picture I just made." And I looked at him and I said, yeah, Mommy will look at that later. You know, Mommy's busy right now. And you know what that little boy did? He took the phone that I was on out of my hands, said, "Mommy, you're not paying attention to me. Mommy, you're not paying attention to me." He's 18 now. And you know what? Those words still get me. Because what was I doing? This was the most important relationship in my life, and I was completely absent from it. So after Nicholas went to bed that night, I found myself in my bedroom. And I found myself curled up, falling to the ground, wondering what had happened. I did everything right. I showed up. I worked hard. I gave my all. But it was falling apart on me because, you see, I thought it was this girl right here. But in reality, this is who I was, burning that midnight oil, feeling so disconnected, so empty, so alone. And to be quite honest, when I looked in the mirror, I did not like that person that was looking back at me. And it was in this moment of crying. And I'm not talking crying. I know this is ugly cry time. Remember, we all know that ugly crying moment. This was that moment that I decided I was going to get real. I was going to get honest. And more importantly, I was going to get clarity. So everybody here wants some clarity? You ready for a little clarity? You see, when we show up with clarity, we start to define and create a foundation to success on our terms. Because you see, success is not one size fits all. And we can't live by those guidelines and those standards anymore. We have to start paving our own path. Start understanding what's really going to matter to us and start getting back in that driver's seat of our life. So let's go ahead and talk about clarity and what clarity means so we can get you all some clarity today. So who's with me? Who wants some clarity? Let's hear it. All righty. All right, so with clarity, the first thing is vision, having that clear vision. We've heard of this a little bit today, and again, it's so important. And when we talk about vision, it's not just about the vision of the goals that you want. It's the why behind those goals. What is driving you? We've had a few people already hit on this why. That why is your driving force. It is the rocket fuel that is in your belly that gets you up going every day. When you know that vision, and you connect it to that passion, you will be unstoppable. You know, as a speaker and a strategist, I'm on the road about 30, 35 weeks out of the year because my goal is to impact 1 million lives or more. It's that vision. That's what gets me on an airplane to be able to come to places like Madrid, you know, and know that I have my backing of my supporters with me. So you've got to get that vision. In addition, it is that vision of who you need to become. Again, getting clear, what is it really going to take? Getting that mindset of your CEO on and really stepping into that each and every day. Let's talk about time. You know, the one thing most people say is, oh, Clara, life would be great if you could just get me a few more hours each and every day. Well, you know what? I can, because time is the great equalizer of all things, and we all have the same amount of time, 168 hours a week. Nobody gets any more, nobody gets any less. It's about how we use the time and leverage our time. So you've got to start thinking about how are you investing your time? Because we can go out there and spend our money or we can invest our money. And it's the same with time. Stop spending your time and start focusing on where you are investing your time. Let's talk about taking action. The reality is all of us are doing too damn much. Who here feels like they're doing a lot? Yeah, we don't have to do any more. We've got to get clear on the right things we need to do. As a CEO of our lives, we have to start identifying what are the few things we need to do and do those at a higher level. If you look at any CEO, let's look at Oprah, let's look at Sarah Blakely with Spanx, let's look at Ariana Huffington. They know exactly what they need to focus on each and every day, and they have their team around them. So no one creates success on their own. It's about taking the right actions. Rest and reflection. We've talked about rest. We know that health is wealth. We've talked about the importance of sleep, and all of that is right. What I want to do is give you a new spin on this as well, and I want you to focus on the word joy. We need to start lighting ourselves up on the inside. And one of the best ways to get clarity is to find 15 minutes of joy each and every day. We're busy, and we all have 15 minutes. Start defining what brings you joy. Maybe it's going and working out, but you know what? Maybe it's watching some trash TV. Maybe it's reading a book. Maybe it's taking your dog for a walk, having a dance party on your own. Light yourself up on the inside. That energizes you and allows you to live fully connected to your life. Start understanding your value, learning how to articulate your value. Again, nobody can do you the way that you do you. So know your worth and start sharing that. Not just telling people your worth, but connecting it. So for all you coaches, strategists, consultants out there, it's not about what you do, it's about the value it brings to your people. So know your value and learn how to articulate it to them so they know your value as well and will be connected to working with you. We got to then do that tracking and measuring. We could take action all day long, but you know what? Not everything works. The only way you're going to know what really works and brings you the results you want is to track and measure it. And when you're getting those results, let's keep doing the right things. Consistency, we heard that this morning. And if things are not working, why? Is it because you don't have the right system? Maybe you don't understand the value behind it. Maybe it's time to get rid of it. But you gotta start tracking and measuring. And now let's talk about the why. Yes, it's time to celebrate. Woo, we gotta celebrate as we go. Too many of us wait too long. We wait until the end. When I achieve this goal, then I'll celebrate. No, every day is a celebration because every day is a gift to us. So I encourage you, yes, celebrate at the end of the big goals. Go buy that pair of shoes and that beautiful dress that you earned so much. Get out there and do that. But you know what? Each and every day, celebrate it. At the end of the day, rather than focusing on what you didn't get done today, let's end that day by focusing, what are 3 great things that happened today? What are 3 wins that I had? Because every day you end that day, we talked about the fact that our brains are the most susceptible to thought, the first 30 minutes and the last 30 minutes of the day. End your day focusing on your wins, because in every day you are a winner. And when you start living with clarity, you are going to be standing in your light. And not only will you see the change, but the others around you will as well. What I found from my own personal clarity is I found myself. You know, this is who I really am. I can talk about being a strategist. I can talk about being an author, all those things. And I love those things, and I am damn proud of those things. But what I'm most proud of is the life that I've created. You know, my parents, my father's 92, my mother is 82. I get to go and spend time with them as much as I want. My sisters and I, we travel the globe. Every year we pick a new city that we can eat and shop our way through, and that's where we go. So there's us in champagne tasting in France. There's my baby boy Nicholas. He just turned 19 2 days ago, or 18 2 days ago. We're on the path to college. You know what? I might be on the road 30 weeks out of the year, but he and I have a strong relationship because I have learned about how to be present there with him. And he is a part of this journey with me. You know, my clients taught me how to have fun. I don't have to have, you know, work can be fun. I don't have to be so serious all the time. And then, again, just me on one of my vacations. Again, when you start living and redefining success for you, everything changes around you. I started off by talking about how my first vision of success, my definition of success, was checking off all those boxes. I've changed it. My definition of success boils down to 3 simple things. These are 3 things that I ask myself at the end of each day. Did I show love today? Did I inspire today? And did I contribute positively to the world today? Because if I can say yes to those 3 things, it was a successful day. My mission is to impact 1 million lives this year and to continue that on, and I am well on my way. And I do that because I know what it takes. I was that woman on the bathroom floor in tears, feeling like a failure, feeling worthless. And I am here to tell you, you never have to feel that way. I don't want anybody, man, woman, anywhere in between, to ever feel like they are overwhelmed and they don't have enough to give, because there is a way to find your own clarity. What I have found is that it's not about sacrificing. So I have 2 gifts for you today. One of them is access to one of my on-demand courses called Success Without Sacrifice. I made it on demand because, let's be honest, we're busy. It's hard to show up for another item on a certain day any week. So making it on demand, you can work through this all on your terms. In addition, you can revisit it and go through it again and again and again. It has 5 modules that walk you through being able to create again that foundation without sacrificing. your energy, your time, and your life. So you can go through these 5 modules. I generally offer this program for $249, which is already a steal of a deal. But you know what? If you go and you get the QR code, enter in Clarity1, and you'll get it for $99. So again, you can have this and work with this on everything you're doing. Another gift I have for each and every one of you is I have a little bookmark. You know, we've got several books in the back that you can buy from a lot of our other speakers, and I know that all of us in here are growth and learning based. So I have a little bookmark for you, and on the back is another QR code for my free Facebook group, Smart Women, Smart Choices. So feel free to come and join in that with me. But I am here to tell you, all of your dreams, all of your goals are within reach, and you can achieve anything you want, and you no longer have to do it by the standards, guidelines, and dictation of anyone else, because creating success all on your terms is possible. So I thank all of you for being here. We want to get you out of your own prisons and into living your own life. So here's how you can connect with me. Again, I'm all over social media. If you want to go to my website, I have several books. All of the proceeds from my books I donate to St. Jude's Foundation. So just know you're always doing something well. And again, I hope I brought you a little clarity, because when you go out there and you know when you're clear on and you got your own clarity, you don't have to go looking for success, because it's going to come find you. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you. Time for one question.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Clara.
Hey, Leslie.
I think that sometimes people either view themselves as financially poor or time poor. What's one habit, the number one habit that you recommend for people who are stuck in time poverty? Like, what's a habit and a micro action people can start taking?
Yeah. So one of the things that I walk my people through is it's called a weekly business planning strategy, because again, you are the CEO of your life and your business. So I encourage every Sunday, I sit down with myself and I spend about 45 minutes planning my week out. And during this time, you know, I review last week, so I know what's working, what's not. I game plan my to-do list for the upcoming week, and then I put my schedule together. But when I put my schedule together, I do it a little differently. I encourage all of you, when you put your schedule together, first of all, don't be afraid of a schedule. You know, a schedule brings you freedom, because the things that get scheduled get done. But the very first thing that needs to go into your schedule is your life. Because most people don't have a life because they don't schedule their life. And then going in and time blocking. Now, we can time block all day long and we can get that schedule together, but life happens. So understand that you can alter your schedule and those time block moments, but I encourage you to ask yourself 2 questions first. First question, before you move anything in your calendar, am I moving this item because it's a health or a family issue? Health and family first, always. The second thing, does this make good business sense? Because you only move things if it's really going to move you closer and support your business. And if it's not going to do that, learn to say no. And again, you can say no by no, but no can also sound like, I would love to do that, however, I have a previously set appointment. Or, you know what, I would be happy to help you with that, but you know who is much better at that? Let me connect you with them. So again, learning to do that and then protecting your time. But it's a checks and balances, because time spent doing one thing is time spent not doing another thing. So, great question. Other questions?
That's it.
All righty, well, thanks everyone. Yep. Thank you. I know, you never know.